Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition with 164 Emergency Response. Today's going to be kind of a long video because not only is it going to be, I'm not going to just feature these new ones in front of you, but I'm going to also showcase everything that has to do with roadside rescue and or towing emergency services when it comes to people breaking down on the highway and whatnot. So we're going to go through this here. There's about 50 something vehicles. I'm going to start with the most unusual ones, which are the out-of-country ones, like you see here, the Tomica. There's quite a few of those, and there's a few Majorettes, and then we're going to go into the basic Matchbox and Hot Wheels and whatnot after that. So, without further ado, let's get started with the Roadside Rescue. Now, I'm not as well-versed with these as I am with emergency vehicles, and we've noticed in the last few videos, I'm not really that well-versed in those either, but I love them. So, we're going to take the ride with these and see what we can do. So this one here is a Tomica Hilux Surf. These are the Tomica roadside or Japanese roadside assistance vehicles. They also have blue and white ones set with JAF on them, the JAF or JAF, just JAF, I'm not sure. As you can see, it's got the yellow light bar. It's got the sign on the back. It says Surf on the back here. The Toyota Hilux Surf. 1992 is either when this model came out or that is this model. We got a moving part here. Looks like the doors open on this one. Yep, they do. So these just came in. I get them from an eBay store called PR Diecast, and he has a pretty good selection of all things Tomica. He's got quite a few others, but he's got a lot of Tomica to choose from. And I keep closing these doors. I want to get it on the turntable with doors open so where you can see. So there we go. We have that one. Now we're going to open up the big box here. And just like with fire vehicles the last time, we have a lot of the same vehicles that you've already seen. But this time they're yellow with the roadside assistance livery decor on them. So first one we're going to go with is what I'm going to guess is the Hilux pickup truck. Just guessing. Couldn't see what it said up front, but let's see. Toyota Hilux pickup. Okay, so no moving parts on this one, it looks like. Just like the other ones, you got the front here, it's got the red and white on there. You got the Toyota symbol. Yellow light bar with the flashing lights. Nothing really in the interior, nothing really in the back. And that seems to be a common theme with them there with these vehicles, with the yellow and white on the front and back. So that is the pickup truck. Next, we're going to go with, what is this? A Subaru Forester. So, Subaru Forester Roadside Rescue. That's what we're going to go with. That's what we're going to call it. Roadside Rescue here. So, only these am I going to give close-ups to. The rest of them are just going to kind of move around on the turntable and you'll see them from there. Now, there's no English writing on any of these that I've ever seen. So I don't know exactly what they say. But they all seem to come with this same, very similar decor on it. This one has a big moving part. So this one doesn't come with any kind of light bar. You can't really see inside. It's got the tinted windows, but there's not much to see in there. But we got this cool little moving part here. Like this comes up, it extends not very far, and then you have the bucket that spins around for the person, the tow worker, to do whatever it is he needs to do on this vehicle, whatever roadside assistance they may call for. Maybe for a tall truck, kind of like this one here, a monster truck, 18-wheeler, whatever, something happened, fire department's not there yet, they have this to come out and deal with it. Why not, right? said, I'm not sure. And here, I guess for mass casualty type incidents, we have another communication truck. You know, last video, I premiered this in what I believe was a police type vehicle with red light bar, and now we have it with the roadside assistance with the yellow light bar. We have the classic red and white. Have the same inside and the same moving parts up here. You got the radar that comes up, and then this little extra radar piece that comes up there. And that's about it. Okay, so most of the yellow is plastic on all the, correction. Most of the yellow is die-cast. Top and back of that is plastic. Just really the cab here is die-cast. Everything else is pretty much plastic. The base, I believe, is also plastic. Yeah. So a lot of plastic parts on this one. So we're going to keep going with some of the open Tomica Roadside Rescues that I have here. We have this vehicle, which also has a moving part. So this moves up and down. It doesn't really move out, but it can go this way too. I don't know why you would need that. And I don't see how that hook helps. Maybe just more as a crane, but you know, who knows? Here we have another of the same tow truck, roadside rescue assistance. And this one is an actual tow truck where you could actually tow with it. This part comes up, that part goes back. And yeah, you could actually tow a vehicle on that. You put the two wheels in there, and there you go. You have that one. Now this one does not have the classic red and white bumpers on the back or the front, or any kind of the language on there. I don't know why, but it doesn't. Here is one of their sign vehicles here. It actually came with stickers for me to put on there, but I haven't put them on yet. Don't know what I'm waiting for. I guess I just keep forgetting. So there we go. We got the yellow light bar. We got the red and white back here. It looks like this might move somehow, some way. Or something just gets plugged into it or stuck to it. Either or. You know what? I've been forgetting to show you what these models are here. This is the Isuzu Elf. I am so sorry about that. And here we go. We got kind of like a minivan here with the basically same things. There's not a whole lot to really go over or talk about. It's got a lot of the same features, a lot of the same colors. You know, the yellow light bar. It's got the sign here. All tinted windows, no moving parts. Nissan El Grande, it looks like. Okay, there we go. And that is the Nissan El Grande. And that kind of does it for my Tomicas right there. Now we're going to bring out the Majorette ADAC. I don't know if that's what they're called, or they're called ADAC. They're also a German roadside rescue here. I featured in one of my lost videos from the previous channel. That no longer exists. I'm going to keep saying that because I deserve to beat myself up over that stupid mistake. So this is VW Crafter van with all the yellow lights on there signifying roadside rescue. And we have, I believe, an Isuzu Jimmy for that. Yellow light bar, ADAC, black accents. It's got steering wheel on the left side, not the right. Maybe they drive the other side. I'm not sure. So there we go. See, next is going to be a big old tow truck here, big old flatbed. From the same manufacturer, same model, same everything. And it is a moving part because this does roll back and down. So that way you could actually drive the vehicles on there and then lift them up, lock them in place. And it is a Man TGS. That is the name of that one. What came with that set is a roadside assistance rescue helicopter. And I know the word on the back of this is Notarzt, which means rescue or emergency. Here we have the German flag. And the propellers, of course, open up. So you have 4. And it doesn't actually really spin that well. It's kind of tight. So it's not as loose fitting or spinning as some of the other ones. But it's a pretty cool addition to the collection because it is the very first roadside rescue helicopter I've ever seen. So now we're going to open up the monster truck. Now we're going to take a look at this from Greenlight, Kings of Crunch. 1972 Chevrolet K10 Gulf Oil Super Special. Now, is this really towing a roadside rescue? I don't know. Maybe. It's got the Gulf livery on it, Gulf stations. Sometimes, at least back in the day, they had their own tow trucks and whatnot, their own stations. So I guess this could be kind of a roadside assistance. I don't know what to classify it as, but that's what we're going to go with because why not? So I guess the reason why I'm doing it is because of the yellow light bar that it comes with. It's got a well-known service station livery on there. Really cool. I like the gold and black. It's got the yellow light bar, so kind of fits. I have one other that I'm going to show here that I've already opened. And I guess they're making a whole line of these for all the different gas stations, service stations, fuel companies, whatever you want to call them. So, typical high quality Greenlight. You got tail lights, marker lights, headlights, insignias. Got great paint job. You got a light bar, even the spotlights here on the back. And to go with that one is also one from AM PM, which is not really everywhere. It's something we have out here on the West Coast, West Side. I'm in Vegas, not exactly the coast, but we have a lot of Arco AM PMs all over the place here and in California. I never saw them back east when I was growing up there, so I don't know if they've made their way out there yet or down south or up north. I know pretty much every region of the country kind of has their own versions as well. So it's also a 72 Chevrolet K10. So we got 2 of them. All right, cool. So that's pretty much it for everything that's new. The rest is just going to be a showcase of tow trucks. This one is a Matchbox International Durastar flatbed. So this one also has moving part. I guess that's a light bar up there, or supposed to be a light bar on top, but it's not very well detailed, so you can't really tell. But the moving part, it does just like the other flatbed, comes backwards and then goes down, so you could drive your Matchbox car right up on there, put it back, and then just keep towing it away. Matchbox also has one of these that they came out with here, which is like a big rig tow truck. Now, they've had other ones in the smaller scale, and this is the first one that's probably like the full scale if you really were to have one of these come out to tow one of your Matchbox convoys, right? So, kind of a moving part, goes up and down, moves back and forth a little bit here. I believe this part is supposed to come down with the hook, but it seems pretty brittle where it's locked in here, and I kind of don't want to break it, but I do want to show you folks. Oh, okay, so here we go. That comes down like that. Okay, so now we see. I'm learning as much as you are sometimes with these. So yeah, this is a nifty little rig here that they have. Western Star 6900 XD. Super Wrecker. Like this one. Let's see. We got this little crazy looking thing from Johnny Lightning. Bought that not too long ago. They had a couple demolition derby ones out there. It's not really a functional tow truck, as you can tell. But it's got a lot of detail, a lot of decal on it. It's a zinger because it's jacked up in the back here, so it's pretty cool. I like it. It's a good addition, but it's not really functional. So it's more like somebody customized a tow truck and just brings it out for shows and doesn't really tow anything with it. So yeah, there's that one. Now we're gonna go with, here's one from M2 Machines. That one's on a little bit bigger size and scale. But the M2 does get pretty detailed with their vehicles here. I think all of them come on platform, so I don't really think they're made to be taken off the platform or used in any kind of play. I think they're really just supposed to be what do you call it? Display models. But that's okay. Most everything is die-cast. There's some plastic parts that are black, some are metal. They got real rubber tires and got the little light bar on there. It's a Dodge, also for Dodge service. This got loose somehow and I don't know what to do with it, so I just kind of leave that hanging. And now we go to some of the crazy looking Hot Wheels tow trucks there. This little thing right here. Don't really have too much to say about it. Believe this part moves. Yep. Got a little moving part here. Obviously, it's a fantasy casting. There's no real vehicle that looks like this. Want to say it was called Toe Jam or something like that. Yep, Toe Jam right there. Okay. So there we go. Most of this whole thing is plastic, honestly. I don't really know what actually is die-cast on here. It all feels and seems like it's plastic. So then we got this little mix of old school type cab over engine fantasy style tow truck here. Also has a moving part. At least I thought it did. Yep, okay. Like all the other flatbeds, that moves back and then moves down, so you could drive your car up there and get it hauled. Lots in place, pretty good. One is called Fast Bed Hauler. So there we go. Here's one that's a little bit more on the realistic side, but also fantasy casting, but it's actually functional. You could actually tow cars with that one. I have it in two different colors. I have it green with clear and then red with blue lights. So you got the two different versions here. They've made several versions of these tow trucks. Became kind of a popular casting for them. And this one's called Repo Duty. So far, they haven't made it in police or fire, which I'm really looking forward to them doing. That would be great. This is a no-name big rig tow. I don't know where this came from or what set I got it with. Also has kind of a moving part, but also seems to maybe broken off too. So, yeah, I'm not sure. K1 from China. Yeah, 24-hour service. So that does move up and down. This looks like this additional hook or something. Or it's to brace that up. Not sure. Anywho. We have another fantasy casting from Hot Wheels here. Does have a moving part, but it only goes like that. Don't believe it comes down any further or anything else moves or transforms on this. So it just kind of does that, which really isn't too useful. Can't really drive a car on there. You can, you know, have a crane or something put a car on there. That's about it. So, but it kind of goes with roadside assistance, so I put it with the collection. Another fantasy casting, but is functional. Another Hot Wheels. This one actually kind of has a chrome light bar with the moving part of that coming down and just driving the car right up. So it at least has that feature. And this one is called Backslide. So like I said, I'm moving fast through these because there's a lot, and I don't want to make this video too boring. Here is an old school Hot Wheels right here. This comes in two different versions. There's this version, and then the Crack Ups made a version as well. If you remember the Crack Ups, you know, they have the doors or the things that flip around. This one here, the grill flips around like it's gotten into an accident. It looks like it's all smashed. Moving part with this back here, and that's about it, just to let the car go or drive up on. It's already kind of in that slant. And I don't believe this was the era where they were putting the names on the bottom. So this one is very old. Oldie but a goodie. And we have this one for Matchbox. A lot more realistic this time. The two little rectangles right up there are supposed to be part of the light bar, but they're just colored in with the body. Also moving part, typical flatbed, back and down. So there we go. This is called the MBX Flatbed King. I actually do have one of these in police, if you see on the police videos there. Then we have this vehicle. It's another, I think it's a fantasy casting. It looks like it could be a real tow truck somewhere. So you got one with the smoke style clear light bar, goes all the way around, and then the yellow two rotators, orange two rotators here. So this was actually one of the last vehicles my mom bought me before she died back in 2020. So that's why I have this one, and this one will never be apart from my collection because it has that special memory. And this thing is called the Heavy Hitcher. So there we go. Oh, so wait a minute. Oh, there's a Hot Wheels, and then there's a Matchbox. They are two different. Urban tow truck. You know what? I thought these were the same vehicles this entire time, but they're not. One's a Matchbox, one's a Hot Wheels. Learning again as I go. So here is an old school Matchbox. I believe that's called Joe Tow. We're going to take a look at the bottom of it. Yeah, this was one of the original ones from the 70s. This one isn't a remake or a recolor or anything like that. 1972, where everything was all metal. You have the reverse side or opposite side steering wheel, because this was back in the Matchbox and still Lesney products out of England. So these do come out, but I'm not going to take them out. I'm not going to make it functional. I'm just going to leave it just like that, just as pristine condition as this old truck is. Here we go with another Tomica. Like I was saying earlier, the JAF, this is what they look like here. They're just blue and white vehicles with the JAF on the front. This one, I believe, has opening doors. Yes. So here is that one. They have a few other JAF vehicles that I haven't got to yet, but, you know, they're on the list and I will get there soon. So there you go. That is the symbol, Japan Automobile Federation. Okay, that's what that stands for. You know, I never even saw those words there before. They're so small. Toyota Land Cruiser. They are so small, I've never even seen them until I saw them through the camera. That's kind of cool. So Here's another old school Majorette tow truck. Majorette is a French company. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And this is one of the tow trucks that they've made. They also made a few military vehicles like this too, but they have guns on the back. You know, we've got the little light bar on there. It says 24-hour service, moving part. These just kind of move in and out, but they're actually kind of fixed. They just move because that's what they do. They're actually meant to move. So here is another Matchbox 2005 tow truck. So yellow light bar, no moving parts, but it does have this little knob right back here, so you can put the car on there and it'll still drive it. You could still tow it around. Of course, it's not going to work with all models, but it will work with most. Here is another Johnny Lightning tow truck. Customized, kind of like another show truck here that you look at. You got the yellow light bar on top. This is not functional. None of the pieces on the back move. There's no moving parts. It's just a cool looking vehicle. I have one of these in police from Johnny Lightning. They have one for the railroad as well. And then we are going to get one that says Turnpike Authority on it at some point into the collection here. There we go. This one, I believe, was another M2. Greenlight. Sorry, Greenlight. Non-functional, but very cool looking old school tow truck, realistic. You got the little yellow lights on the back that flash. You got the rotator on top. And just a real neat looking model from Greenlight, like they usually do. Oh, they flash in the front and the back. Very cool. Alright. And then we have this old Hot Wheels Ford Transit Wrecker, but it looks like it's a Corgi, because Corgi made a police tow truck with the red and blue, and it looks a lot like that one. And I noticed that with some Corgi and Hot Wheels, they kind of have the similar look to them. Fixed part, this moves up and down, and it is functional. You can put a car on there. Here we have another Majorette, and this is Mundial Assistance. Mundial, I believe, is a race over in Europe. I don't know what kind of race. Obviously a race where they may need a tow truck. So this is very old. Let's see if we can get a date on this. 160 scale, made in France, Majorette. So I don't know the date. It's not actually on there. This does move back and forth, but it's kind of hard to get out from this little lip back here that does not move down. So it's not really functional. But it's got the blue lights and, you know, towing stuff in the back. Whatever you want to call it. Boom, I guess. Here we go. We have another Matchbox flatbed. Supposed light bar on top, but it's just same color as the plastic part there, because, you know, it's just a basic model. Same thing as the other flatbeds. Oh, this time it just goes like that. It doesn't move out. Thought it did. Nope. Wait. Yep. There's two moving parts on this. Okay. So that moves out, but it doesn't go down as far. So it moves like that, but then this comes, goes down, and so it doesn't give a great angle on it, but, you know, it works. Guess this is one of their first tries at the, you know, it's a delivery truck chassis. So I guess it was one of the first tries at those, so it didn't go out as well. This next one here is plain basic. I'm pretty sure it's a Yatming, that old Asian company that made very plain vehicles back in the day, very affordable, but you know what? You still want them. They're still a cool addition. You know, some people might be like, oh, they were cheap, they were this. But I still like a lot of them. 1990 CK pickup truck. So it doesn't really have Yatming on the bottom. Never did say the company name. It does have a moving part. This does move, but this is kind of small back here, so I don't really believe it's functional. But I do like detail that it's got the spotlights that work here. Next we have this one for Metro Alarm, and I have a second one for it. Where is it? Where's the second one? Oh, here it is. Okay. So these are two different vehicles because this purple one here comes with this little extra part and gives it that hook. So this one has a double hook, that one has a single hook, red lights and blue lights. So that's why I decided to keep them, because they are different. Let's see, they're both Matchbox and they're called Breakdown Van. So they're both from different, this is from a 5-pack set of Metro Alarm, and this is from a 2-pack set with the Marine Rescue. Next is going to be another Matchbox Camaro. I believe this came with a 5-pack set too. Yellow light bar, and it says Road Rescue. So that's a pretty cool addition. These cars really don't have a whole lot of cargo space in them, so as a vehicle to show up to help you with mechanical issues on the side of the road, a Camaro Z28 would not really be my first choice. But hey, it's a toy world again, and who cares? It's a cool car, cool colors, cool decals. It's one of ours. This one here is actually from the Airship 5-pack that Hot Wheels came out with many years ago. Back in the probably early 90s maybe. And we have this tow truck here, Airship Tug. This one isn't functional. It doesn't move. This is not the original version of this vehicle, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. We have another Roadside Rescue here with a yellow light bar on there, and it just says Roadside Rescue. It's got the phone number on there. This is also a Matchbox. It's got a couple extra spare tires, some things on the top here for you to get. Isuzu Rodeo. For tools that you can use, now this is more of a roadside assistance vehicle. You know, it's an SUV. It's got a lot of cargo space. You can fit a lot of tools and a lot of things on the top and on the back, just like that one does. This one here is a poorly made, no name, no model. I kind of like the truck itself, but as you can see, the boom on it is broken, so it does not stay up. But still a nice tow truck. Unfortunately, maybe there's a way to fix it, but who knows. It is part of the collection anyway. This one I do have in police, but it's also here in Roadside Rescue because it's pretty cool. There are not too many black tow trucks out there, but I do seem to have a couple of them. And this is one of them. I believe this is also Matchbox. Yes. Wrecker truck. So this part is moving. This just moves back and forth, and that moves up and down a little bit. It is functional. You can put a car on there. We have another old school plain Matchbox tow truck. It's almost like Toe Jam, but it's not. Or Tojo, sorry. So you can see it's very close. It's very similar design, especially in the back, but they're not the same. The fronts are totally different. But it is also very old. Going back to probably also the 70s. Looks like it's older. It says 1970 on there, or is that 79? Can't really tell. Record truck. Okay, there we go. I was at least looking for the name. So same thing, these do move, but they're kind of fixed right there, so we're not going to move them because of the age that they are. Next one is actually a Maisto. Non-functional, just cool looking, that's all. So this does move back and forth, but you can't hook anything onto it. The light bars are the same color as the rest of the plastic. It's got some suspension to it, I believe. Yep, as you can see. So that's kind of cool, right? Let's see, Tonka, Hasbro, Maisto, but it doesn't say what the name of the vehicle is. Oh well. All right, and so here we go. We have this one here from Majorette. This is a very old school Majorette type of tow truck here. So let's get this a little bit more centered. It does have a moving part. This part back here, as you can see, comes down, and then these come out. So it is functional. But these movement back and forth like that, it's not very steady, so it's poorly functional. It's a cool tow truck. I like the model. But the execution of it leaves something to be desired. But then again, it could also just be because this thing is so old. Now I'm trying to mess with that. I'll mess with that later because this video is going way too long. So, Ford Transit tow truck. There you go. Made in France. 160 scale. So theirs are a little bit larger at times. They're a little bit more of a 160 scale, but it still kind of works with it, right? Right. So this is, I don't know what this is. Wheel and Wrecker. Came out in 2015. It's Matchbox. I've only seen it a handful of times. This is one major tow truck here, you know. So this is a moving part. It goes back and forth, back and forth. You can hook something onto this little nub here. Excuse me. I've never seen anything like this in real life. So I'm guessing this is a fantasy casting. Not that Matchbox does this a lot. So here's the odd part about this. It doesn't say anything on the sides. There's no markers in front. There's no lights except for the marker lights up top, right? And then we have 2 stars of life, the EMS symbol, on the very, very top, where technically rotator lights should probably be, right? You would think those symbols would be down here on the door, not on the roof. So I'm confused by this model. I don't put it with the EMS. I put it with the tow trucks because it confuses me. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to talk bad about it. It just confuses me. So we have one more tow truck from Yami. And it is that sucker right there. We have it in fire. They made a police model, which is very hard to find. I don't see it for sale too often. Not functional, just like the other tow truck that they had with it. The pickup truck one that we showed not too long ago. But it's cool to have in the collection, just to have it in the collection. And that's why I got it. Next is one of the classic models of Matchbox tow trucks. And we're going to go with this GMC Wrecker here. We've seen this in a ton of paint jobs. Neither one of these are the original. I honestly don't know why I have these two and not the original model. I couldn't even tell you. I've kind of had them for a long time, though. So you got one with clear lights, one with yellow lights. Of course, as we all know, this is functional. It moves back and moves up and down. I shouldn't say back and forth. The boom stays kind of steady. It has a little wiggle to it, but not much. And it is just called the GMC Wrecker. I guess it came out in 1987. It feels like it's been out a lot longer than that. Now, this next one is one of the original Hot Wheels Larry's Towing tow trucks. It's not the exact original because the base on this one is not metallic. And I didn't know that till after I bought it, that was going to be the deciding factor of how original this one is. I'm happy to have one in its old paint job, but it is one of the remake versions because, as you can see, this is plastic chrome on the bottom. But you know what? That's okay. It's got some wear and tear on it. It's not mint condition. I don't even know where I picked it up, to be honest with you. I've bought so many cars. There's over 4,000 in the collection. I don't know what to do. I don't know where half of them come from anymore. But anyway, that's my towing collection there. Roadside assistance, roadside rescue, roadside emergency, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty much the whole thing. It's a little over 50 vehicles. And I hope you folks enjoyed that. I'm sorry this took so long. I tried to make this as short as possible, but we're in like the 40-minute mark here. So I'm going to let you all go. Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of your families, have a good week, weekend, night off, day off, whatever it is for y'all. And I'll see you on the next edition. Take care. Goodbye. So next we have another Majorette, old school Majorette right here. And that is Jack's. This one does have a moving part. This does come out.